there's someone who's watching this program and wondering, is there a right time to start becoming, is it ever too late to start becoming a good parent? Probably from what we've talked about and the saying, I've not had time with my child, I've exposed my child to some of these things, people drinking while children are there. But is there a way that I can actually try to correct, or once it's done, the damage has been done?
No, it's never too late to improve on your parenting skills. And again, it's also a challenge to the Kenyan fathers that men are becoming increasingly busy and not getting involved in their children's life.
Provided I'm paying your school fees.
They are paying school fees, never attending school meetings, never there to talk to the child, never there to check on the homework of the child. So it's a challenge to the fathers especially to spend more time at home. It is never too late. But again, we also need to remember that the greatest gratification, after you have amassed all this wealth, the greatest satisfaction is to know that you have brought up somebody, you have mentored them, and they are able to touch the society in their own way. They are able to identify their talent. They should not necessarily get S, but let them reach their potential. If they are good at soccer, let them reach their best. If they are good at swimming, let them do their best. If they are musicians, let them do their best.
All right. Yes. And at Nairobi Parenting School, there are questions definitely of the question of how do you make sure that do you follow up on these parents, some of the courses that they have to go through, and we had someone also share their experience there. What really happens there?
Okay, basically when parents come in, some parents are referred because probably a teacher has noticed that there's a problem with the child, either in the behavior. Others have just known about us through our website. But again, we are also going to schools. We've been working with several schools, reaching the parents through schools, because when you tell parents through a school to come for a school meeting, they'll definitely come. But to convince them that they need to be taught on their parenting skills, some of them will believe that parenting is an instinct and they don't need to be taught about that. So at the Nairobi Parenting Clinic, we usually either assess if you have a problem with your child, and then also give you the skills, the skills which have been researched on. For example, I've said that it's very important that you spend time with your child. It's very important that you do fun activities with your child. It's very important that you talk to them and play with them, depending on the age. And then as we move up, we know that it's very important that you reinforce behavior through praising and through rewarding. And you see, in our African society, we are not used to that. We are not, we are not used to praising children when they've done something good. But we know very well now from research that if you praise a child because they've taken a cup to the kitchen, the following day they will do it so that they can be praised. And you'll actually shape that child's behavior without a lot of struggle. Reward also, even small things like a sticker saying, well done. Or even, like in schools, they will even stamp your book, well done, excellent. Such small tips can help shape behavior. For example, a child who has a problem waking up in the morning. If you start even that system of rewarding and putting a star, you'll find them improving very fast. But we also say that parents have to set limits, because we've said that a home is not a democracy. You have to guide your children. So you have to have household rules which are known by everybody, including the house, the caretaker of the child, including any visitors who might be living with you. They should know your household rules. It is very important that they are written down, and they should change as the child grows. So, for example, you should have a rule saying that if you're living near a dangerous road, you should not play in the road. You should have a rule, for example, saying when you get into a car, you should put your seat belt, because these things are important. Have at least five rules which are written and known, and let them change like every year, because the children are growing, and we're having other emerging issues. Again, we say that train your children to lose privileges when they do not obey. Let them know that there's a consequence if I don't obey. For example, if I'm told that even on the holidays, I should only watch TV for 1 hour, and you come and find your children have watched TV for 2 hours, then there should be a consequence that tomorrow you're not watching TV.
You watched your 1 hour.
You watched already, yeah. So there should be consequences, and you follow through. Be consistent, because if a child gets to know that, yes, she'll say, don't do this, and she will not do anything about it, then your power is gone. So you have to make sure that you follow through with your household rules. Again, we know that when children are given routines, like when you're going to sleep, what should you do? Brush your teeth, change into your pajamas, read the Bible or pray, and then get into the bed. It's very easy when they are used to a routine. When I wake up, I dress up, I wash my face, I take breakfast, I go to school. When you have taught them those routines, then it's very easy for them to be able to follow it up. Yes. So basically we teach them, parents, how to build the child's self-esteem, and we also teach them to make their children responsible. We teach them to make sure that the children are obedient, the children can have self-control, and we also teach them how to teach their children to solve problems. For example, using puppets, you can teach your child. I'll give you an example of a child who wants to play with another one and the other child doesn't want to play the ball. So you'll say, supposing Jane has been keeping the ball for the last 5 minutes and you want to use it, what would you say? Then your child will say, I'll say please. Then you tell them, what else would you say? I could grab the ball. Then you ask the child, if you grab the ball, what will happen? She'll be mad and probably will fight. And what would happen if you fight? So you are teaching them that for every decision you make, there's a consequence. And you are teaching them how eventually they learn to look at the various choices they have and to choose the best.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Now, and you talked about something to do with rewarding. And, you know, as parents, it's very easy to be tempted that we reward with chips, we reward with chocolates, you know, all the things that, and looking at, you know, when we talk, Thursdays mostly we talk about health issues. And we're talking about children and their diet and what they're also used to, as you're talking about consistency. And up to when they're grown-ups, they would know that this is what is good for me and for my health.
Yeah, it's also important that the parents realize that children who are obese, people who are obese as children, they are likely to be obese even as adults. And it's very important that you teach your children healthy eating habits. So again, it is that when as early as possible you teach them how to brush their teeth, you teach them how to avoid sugary foods, and but again don't. Sorry?
We reward with
don't reward with sweets and all that. I would be for the idea of either you put stars and at the end of the month, if you've based on your budget, if you feel that the stars are totaling up to like 500 shillings, then you walk them to a shop of toys, let them buy something for that. Teach them also that they can save their points, and at the end of the year they can even buy something big like a phone. So you should also bear in mind that even the rewards you use, you need to be careful what messages you're sending, because if you're bribing with food, for example, that child might grow knowing that food you can eat as much as you want and it can be used for reward, and that is not good. So it's important that you also reward with things which will not at the end of it affect your child's health.
All right.
Yes.
Now, on Sunday being Parents' Day, it's World Parents' Day, and I said it's an important one, as much as we know we have so many days throughout the year. What also the children, you know, it's a time for both the parents to reflect, but also even children, regardless of your age, if you have your parents, what would you like to say that is what should happen that day?
Many Kenyans are not aware there is a World Parents' Day, which happens on every 4th Sunday of July. And I know we celebrate Mother's Day, we celebrate Father's Day, at least that one people are aware of. But again, this World Parents' Day came about in 1994 with the President of America, Bill Clinton then, who signed a resolution into a law that shall be there shall be a Parents' Day, which is celebrated every 4th Sunday of July. And the reason for this was, as much as we are celebrating the mother alone, we are celebrating the father alone, it's very important that the society gets to know that both parents are very important, because a child learns from both parents. So that's why there's a World Parents' Day. And it's very important that as a child, because everybody was born, you appreciate your parents for the efforts they have done. And as a parent also, you think about it and analyze. Have I done the best I could do as a parent? If not, you can still improve. Again, we say there's no perfect parent, there's no perfect child. Don't push yourselves too much. Don't feel guilty. Just continue doing your best. And again, also have faith that your children will turn out well.
and turn out
Yes.
as the effort that you have put in it.
Yes.
And also touching on that, now that you've said that, you know, sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves, and even for others who are seeing you do that, they're telling you it's a wasted effort. Watoto wa siku hizi, you know, even if you put all that effort, you've gone for training at the clinic, and you're told it's baseless effort because children now spend more time watching TV, as you said, with their peers, with the caretakers. So what you're doing will not bear fruit.
No, I wouldn't say it's a waste of time and resources, because at the clinic we'll teach you how to control those things, because you do not necessarily have to be in the house to make sure that TV is not watched for that long. If you put systems and you have even the caretaker of your child, it's somebody you have sat with them and taught them that it is important that these children learn to limit the amount of time they are spending on TV, and you actually let them know that it's important to you that they allow your children to obey the rules you're setting. They'll eventually succeed. The parents who go through the program have not, all of them come back and say, it is working, I've seen change, my stress is reduced, because most of them do not know what to do. For example, by teaching a parent to do routines and to set household rules and to make sure that they follow through with whichever command they give, it helps them a lot, and they find that they are able to interact with your children with minimum stress.
All right. Someone is asking then where the clinic is and how can they get in touch or enroll there.
Yeah, we are based at Hapail at a building called KMS Center on Mara Road.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. We have. We also have our website, nairobiparentingclinic.co.ke. Yes.
All right. Now, as we come to a close of our interview this morning, I'm sure there's something you'd like to tell the parents out there and even children who are watching this program, and in regard to what is expected on Sunday.
Yeah. To the parents, please create time for your children. Don't be too busy. And when you come home, don't come home and start watching news. Put off all the electronics, talk to your child, find out what they have gone through during the day. Get involve the people taking care of your children, even the people who are living in your house, the visitors, the relatives. Let them get to know that it's important that your children get to obey rules, and let them also know that it is equally important not to destroy your children's self-esteem. So if you spend time and you do the right thing with your children, they'll turn out well. Again, for children, we know that the only commandment in the Bible, which as a promise, is that obey your parents and you will live long enough. So for the children also, they also need to realize that they need to obey their parents. And on Sunday, please appreciate your parent. And as a parent, take time and think about whether you're doing the best as a parent and whether there's something you can do better.
All right, and just a last one as we finish. Is there a time where you stop parenting? Is there a time where you feel that your child now is all grown up and the parenting is over and now it's for the world to continue with parenting?
Not necessarily. You never stop being a parent, although from 18 years you can only give your opinion and tell them what is good and let them make the choice.
Okay.
But you will never stop being a parent. Again, grandchildren come, they will still need your guidance.
Yes.
Your children who are grown up will keep running. It is said that from 25 years is when people start appreciating their parents.
Okay.
When they are teenage, they think my mom doesn't know anything, my father doesn't know anything. They are old-fashioned. But as they get their own children, as they reach 25, 20 there, they start appreciating and they'll come back, Mom, what do I do? Dad, what do I do? Yeah. So you never stop being a parent. But what you as the children grow up, you probably change your relationship and it becomes more of a friend you suggest to them, give them the possible, your opinion, the possible, and then you leave them to make the choice.
Thank you very much, Daktari, for coming to our studios, for letting us know that there is World Parents Day. I know many of us did not know, and definitely this Sunday, I'm sure a lot of reflections will be happening in the same regard. Thank you very much.
Thank you
We
very much.
have been speaking to Dr. Catherine Mutesia, who is the director at Nairobi Parenting Clinic, and she's also a consulting psychiatrist at Mathare, and she has given us great insight to this day, World Parents Day. It's happening on Sunday, the 22nd day of this month.